troubles is to thank God for them. Good afternoon to respected sisters, teachers, and my dear friends. Today, I, Aradhya of class 6A, is going to share my views on the topic Mary Ward, who had the quality of being perseverant. The most remarkable woman of the 17th century, Mary Ward, who dreamt of a society where men and women would become collaborators in God's kingdom. She was a woman full of strength and perseverance. Despite the pressures in her life, she devoted herself completely to God. She was a woman rooted in God as she faced all sorts of accusations and trials but never gave up. She is an inspiration for the 21st century as her message, let your love at all times be rooted in God and then remain faithful to your friend. Value them highly, even more highly than your life, will help us to renew us in these times. It has become evident that women can govern women and can be a creative force in establishing a civilization of peace, love, and justice. This is the story of a woman who had the courage to dare. Today, as we reflect upon the daring spirit of Mary Ward, let us ask ourselves, are we truly worthy to be called as a courageous daughter of this great woman? Dear friends, let us dare to be different, not in our words alone, but in our ways of dealing with one another. Let this world be a better place because of you and me. Thank you.
I, Smciclko of class 6C, am going to present a speech in front of you all on our most revered foundress, Mary Ward. Mary Ward was an amalgamation of wisdom, courage, and spirituality. She stood against the odds of male chauvinism at a time when other females did not dare to do so. Reading about her gives me strength and courage. Mary Ward, foundress of the Congregation of Jesus. She was the prophetic foundress and was born on 23rd January 1585 in Elizabethan, England. She was a woman of great faith and said, "Women in time to come will do much." Mary Ward was a woman of vision and saw the potential of women and the need for their education. Years have gone by, and century after century, hundreds and thousands of women follow the footsteps of our most revered foundress. From the time of Mary Ward till today, male-defined society exists everywhere. Mary Ward firmly believed that women were as capable of grace as men. She clearly believed that women were called to teach the faith. Mary Ward was convinced that her insights about women were from God. In many of her speeches, she said, "Truth is my authority, not authority my truth." Mary Ward loved both learning and knowledge. She said that she asked all women to be all they can be, regardless of who says they cannot. I would like to end my speech by quoting the words of the contemporary feminist, "If you don't risk anything, you risk even more." Thank you.
Good afternoon. Myself Nandika Singh from class 6A, and today I am going to present a speech on one of the qualities of Mother Mary Ward. I would like to begin my speech with one of the famous quotes of Mother Mary Ward. "Do good and do it well." Mary Ward's devotion and dedication. Mary Ward was gifted to us on 23rd January 1585, at the time when English Catholics suffered persecution, loss of honor, and even life for the sake of their faith. She had a far-reaching vision, and the society of her day was not able to accept or understand her daring vision. She worked, suffered, hoped, prayed, planned, dreamed, and created success. Even when she was persecuted, she never lost hope. she was dedicated to find what she was meant to do and do whatever was written in her destiny. She was devoted to work for God and breathed her last with the name of Jesus on her lips. She labored her whole life for God's will for her. She dedicated her whole life for God's plan, leaving her family, leading a spiritual life, and praising the God's glory in everything. Mary hoped that she would influence the society with her unique feminine values of compassion, caring, and a sense of divine in the whole of the universe. She succeeded, and when her mission for life was over, God called her back on 30th January 1645 to the peace of the heaven where she belonged. Thank you.
A very good afternoon, respected principal, Sister Lissy, respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends. To love the poor, persevere in the same, live, die, and rise with them was all the aim of Mary Ward. Today, I feel extremely privileged as I stand here, speak about one quality of our beloved foundress, Mary Ward. To be honest, it is difficult to choose any one quality, as Mary Ward was a mixture of all the good virtues a person can have. But I chose to speak on courage, which I believe is the finest and most important quality she had. As it is said, courage is the most important quality without which you cannot practice any other quality consistently. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courageous people also feel fear, but they are able to manage and overcome fear, so it does not stop them from taking action. Courage means moral strength, which enables a man to do the right thing. A person who is morally coward will not able to stand up against injustice. It is very easy to say yes to everything, but it requires courage to say no when one is really convinced that the thing is wrong. The courage to seek and speak the truth. The courage to be just. The courage to be honest. This is what is seen in the character of great leaders. Just like our courageous foundress who chose difficult paths in life, which made her one of the greatest women of all times. She is truly an inspiration for all of us. She teaches us to be fearless when we are on the right path. She quotes, "Prepare yourself to undergo more difficulties. Never seek to fly from that which our Savior so willingly embraced." Today she may not be alive, but her teachings continue to inspire and motivate us to become a better version of ourselves and be of some service to the humanity. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Myself Tanya Kushwaha of class 6A is going to deliver a speech on courage, one of the qualities of Mother Mary Ward. Mother Mary Ward was a woman of courage. She listened to God's dream unfold for her. She dreamt of a society where men and women were treated equally. She had a courage to think so. In 1609, confirmed by God, glory, 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 and reaffirmed with another vision. Take the same of the society. Mother Mary Ward dared to go against the society, no matter what trouble she had to face, to complete God's plan. She wanted women to be able to work pastorally for the defense and propagation of faith. She wanted women to govern. She wanted the complete just constitutions. But the answer she got was women are not capable for it. But then also, Mother Mary Ward and her companions didn't lose their courage and hope. And in 1631 suffered the pain and disgrace by the church leaders. Their schools were closed and Mother Mary Ward was imprisoned. But after all this, Mother Mary Ward drew her strength and courage. The list of trials she faced was nothing less than breathtaking. But after all this, she showed her strength. She waited for the new to take birth. She died in 1645. But true to her prediction, that women in time to come will do much. However, 400 years after, we have now the constitutions of Society of Jesus. Today, as we see the daring spirit of Mother Mary Ward, let us all ask ourselves, are we truly worthy to be the daughters of this courageous woman? Let us be different, not only in our words, but also in the ways of dealing with one another. Thank you.
Courage is what makes strong humans, and one such example is our foundress, Venerable Mother Mary Ward. A very good afternoon, respected sisters, Reverend Judge, teachers, and my dear friends. My name is Jia Pandey. Her strength, her wisdom, all these qualities made Mary Ward the woman ahead of her times. One of her qualities that I choose for my today's speech is her courage. It was her indomitable courage that enabled her to stay focused even when there was extreme opposition and suppression. Here, I would like to draw your attention towards the incident where Mary Ward followed God's call and traveled over seas and mountains to Saint Omer without losing hope or getting tired. She fought with tenacity even when the church had declared her a dangerous heretic. Courageously, she went on championing women education and took steps to found her society. She was not just a woman, but a world in contemplation that asserted a new kingdom of femininity. This was the spirit of our foundress, Venerable Mother Mary Ward, which we must learn and practice in today's scenario. Let us be courageous enough to raise our voices against injustice and for the right cause. Today, I call upon each member present here to be free from any kind of fear or favor and be the trailblazers in taking the legacy of our foundress, Venerable Mother Mary Ward, ahead. May Mother Mary Ward lead us on. Thank you so much.
Mary Ward, a woman beyond compare. Within her was the fire for God and His cause. It was this fire that made her what she was in her lifetime. Mary Ward's is a unique story of determination, courage, and a remarkable vision of women's role in the church and society. Mary Ward had faith in the ability of women, which was one of the many great qualities she possessed. Society at that time considered women incapable of doing anything good. But Mary refused to believe that women were incapable of great things. She believed that if women were given equal opportunities for education, there would be no difference in what women and men could achieve. Her vision is aptly summed up in the soundbite, "I hope in God it will be seen that women in time to come will do much." In the past 400 years, women have indeed achieved much. The right to vote, to own property, to access higher education have been hard won over time. Perhaps these significant achievements would be beyond what Mary Ward could have imagined. Now it is time to balance for the better. Mary Ward's family now extends across the globe in all continents over the centuries, in schools, colleges, and a wide variety of pastoral ministries. Her sisters have a great contribution in fulfilling her vision that women in time to come will do much. Thank you.
The best way to be in trouble is to thank God for them. How courageous was she, Mother Mary Ward. Good afternoon. My name is Japleen Dhanjal and I am from class 7B. We all have faced many troubles in life, Same with Mother Mary, who is known for her institutions, has also faced many obstacles in her life. I personally loved her quality of not giving up easily. Because just imagine how hard it would be for Mother Mary to live in that harsh society. Just imagine how tough it would be for variable Mother Mary to stand for her aim to build the schools for females. Just imagine how terrible it would be for Mother Mary to cross the path of social sayings and evils. But still, her will has defeated all her misery. She had a strong belief on suffering without sin is no burden. A strong belief on God and on her has led to the victory of Mother Mary. A very famous quote of Sir Isaac Newton is, "We build too many walls but very few bridges." But in the case of Mother Mary, God helped her to build bridges whenever there was approach of a wall. She might be religious for you, but for me, she will always be an inspiration and motivation. Her name is carrying the drama of that society and a story full of glory and misery too. Really, she will be the best example of this saying, "When fear knocks, let faith open the door." Thank you.
A very good afternoon to one and all. Today, I, Arhan Hassan, will deliver a speech on a quality of Mother Mary Ward that inspires me the most. It is her optimism. Women in time to come will do much. This line is the best example which greatly shows the optimism in Mother Mary Ward. Her obliging personality gave her the strength and courage to go against all odds. She belonged to an era when there were many restrictions for women. There was a lot of discrimination, and women were bound to remain within the four walls. Man for the field and women for the heart. Man with the sword and for the needle she. Man with the head and women with the heart. Man to command and women to obey. All else confusion. These lines written by Alfred Tennyson make us realize the rigid societal structure in which women survived. There was no freedom for religious practices either. Mary Ward grew up seeing her parents in turmoil for being Catholics. But she was the one who had the courage and confidence that made her venerable, and she left a great legacy. In spite of knowing that she could be drastically punished, she chose a perilous path. She chose to follow God's will and started working for the freedom and equality of women. She faced all her obstacles with equanimity. She was a visionary leader who led herself by God's light. It is often said, God helps those who help themselves. This perfectly fits on our mother. Jesus helped her through various visions. Even at her last breath, she was cheerful and thanked God for a wonderful life. Her purpose-driven life and optimism will continue to inspire us always. Thank you.
I, Sambhavna of class 7A, is delivering you a speech on topic any one quality of Mary Ward. There is one beautiful quote said by great scientist Albert Einstein, and that is, the most beautiful gift of nature is that it gives pleasure to look around and try to comprehend what we see. Nature is the world around us, a beautiful surrounding full of variety of organisms, dense forests, wildlife, amazing plants, etc. Nature is the mother of all. Oh, mother, our own foundress, Mother Mary Ward. Born on 23rd January 1585 at Yorkshire, England, to Lady Ursula Wright and Sir Marmaduke Ward, was a great nature lover. She, in her childhood, used to play and be with nature. Nature spoke to her. The lilies of the field, the birds in the sky, the sun and the rain, the seeds and the weeds all carried a message to her. She loved the changes of seasons too, but being born in winter, she loved this season best of all. The beautiful sight of snow-capped trees, the roads filled up with white snow, the feel of snowflakes wet and soft against the face. What lovely experience Mary Ward had. May everyone could enjoy those experiences. Thank you.